Hello, I am Anietie. Thank you so much for joining us for our first episode. I am super grateful that you are here with us, and that is what this episode is about. Gratitude. I can tell you that for me, nothing can be done without gratitude because I need help in this life, y'all. I need help. And so I am so grateful for all of my loved ones who help me, all my friends, all my family. And nothing can be done without the help of others and the support of God, the universe, something bigger than yourself, whatever you want to call it. And so today I am super grateful for our guest, Nyeela Love, who is here with us today. Hello.
Hello. I'm just as excited. I'm super happy to be here with you guys.
Thank you so much for being here. So Nyeela is an actress. She's a coach, a life coach, and she's the owner of Love Wins. And Love Wins is all about making mental health and financial wellness something that we deal with daily in our lives and is easy to digest. So Nyeela, I'm so happy that you're here with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I am originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised, spent 10 years in Los Angeles, California, and I just moved to Dallas in January of this year. And so I just kind of my overall being has always been from a young child, just a server. I always wanted to make sure that people were good. You know, you feel good. I was that person who was with the underdogs, you know, in school or with the people that were quiet, trying to get them to talk. That's just been my thing. And so I've noticed that throughout life, my steps have been ordered to just cultivate that. And so it led me to being a life coach, where I felt like, you know what, let me get some real understanding and knowledge of what I'm doing so I can really be of some service to the people that I'm helping all the time anyway. And so currently I'm doing healing circles just for everybody, but I also do healing circles for corporate companies. And so I'm working with, you know, blue collar, corporate America, getting them into those healing safe spaces. And so Love Wins is the business that I do all these things through. I'm also a licensed life insurance agent. And so just my ode to humans is to just give back to them, I think, what the universe gave to me, which is healing, understanding of the universe and myself, and just knowledge of self, self-love. And so, yeah, I just want to give that back and allow people to be able to heal in a much quicker way than I did. You know, so my goal is always to try to like cut people's healing time half to what I think maybe it could be. And so, yeah, just trying to make sure that everyone is good. I'm that friendly accountability partner that you can always call and depend on. So, yeah.
Yes. I love the work that you do, helping, healing. And we know that gratitude is an important part of healing mentally, right? Because the more grateful we are, the better we are mentally, the better we feel. So let's tell me about that. What are you most grateful for right now in your life?
You know, I think one of the things I'm most grateful for right now, I think there's a tie right now, and the tie is between my family and then just the ability to see myself without a filter, right? Without the lens of like, oh, I'm so great, or and I'm able to learn and grow constantly. So I'm super grateful for that because you never stop learning and growing. And when you do, life starts to suck, you know? So I'd rather be in that place. So yeah, I think family, just the ability to analyze myself and learn and grow, I think is the two things I'm most grateful for.
That is so beautiful. I really love that because it's so true. The more that we grow, the better we become as people, the happier we become. Just the ability to self-actualize and self-realize. That's a wonderful thing to be grateful for.
Yeah, it's important. It's a necessity. And I think part of what's wrong with the world today is that we're not able to do that. And is it any particular person's fault? I don't think so. It's just generations in the making, you know. So it's life, and you recognize what's the issue and you try to fix it. And so that's why I'm here.
That's great. So I think also it makes me think that when we are grateful for our ability to grow, perhaps we don't get so down on ourselves or the mistakes we made or the milestones we haven't hit or whatever. Do you feel that way about it? Does it allow you to give yourself more grace?
Absolutely. Because gratitude forces you to put yourself in a mind frame of, but what is, right? But what is going well? What is great? Who is around me? Who is loving me? And so, yeah, absolutely. Gratitude, I feel like it's just this unspoken secret language that the universe speaks. And we know that it operates on vibrations and frequencies and all these things and energy. And I think gratitude is a great way to manipulate your energy to be able to manifest. And so I swear by it.
I can believe that. It makes sense. The research shows it, that we have this ability to, just changing how we feel, right? Alone to me is a little mini miracle. The fact that it can just switch off, negative feelings or stressful feelings by just realizing that there is so much good that we already have and to be thankful for it. So I think it's a mini miracle maker whenever you can just focus on something and immediately it changes how you feel. Right. So I love that.
Absolutely. One thing I always tell my clients is that energy cannot be deleted or removed. It can only be transferred or transformed, right? So transferred from me to you, from you to me, or transformed, meaning I can take positive energy and turn it into negative energy, or negative and turn it into positive. And so gratitude is that kind of buffer in between, it's that changing agent for me to, when I'm feeling down or I'm feeling like, oh, this is not working the way it's supposed to, I force myself to stop in that moment and choose a moment of gratitude, right? Because it's not always there. Sometimes you got to look for it. You got to put forth that extra effort. But when you choose gratitude in those moments when you're feeling down or negative, you can use gratitude to shift that energy and change it into positive, right? And so now I can take that energy, instead of feeling defeated, I can say, you know what? That's not a failure. That's an opportunity for me to learn and grow. I'm grateful for this moment. Let me get to it and go to work. And that's it. So definitely a great changing agent. So use it.
Yeah, sure. I love that. Absolutely love it. So tell me, I know you have a daily gratitude practice. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So if you go on my YouTube page currently, it's the one video that I have up, and it is about a what I call a bank of gratefulness, or you can call it your jar of gratefulness. And what it is, I started this practice in 2020, right, during the pandemic. George Floyd's incident, rest his soul, had just happened. There was just a lot of energy being shot out into the world. And I was like, you know what? I want to remain in control of how I feel and what I think about the world. And so I started this practice with the Bank of Gratitude, and it's tucked away in the back of our room there. But this is basically what it is. You can kind of see a little bit. Okay, you see I got my mason jar here.
I see a jar, yeah.
Okay, it's just a jar, and all you do is take, I would take Post-it notes, right? Just average Post-it note, and I would write something to be grateful for every night before I went to bed. And what it did was force my mind to create this pattern, this routine, this ritual of doing this every night before bed, right? So it was very routine for me. But what it also forced me to do is, knowing that I was setting myself up to drop a point of gratefulness into that jar at night, it forced me to search for that point of gratitude during the day. So now every time I feel like, ooh, this is a moment of gratitude, right? I'm able to acknowledge that. So it's really just whipping me into shape, right? And training me into practicing gratitude all the time. And so now I'm to the point where, honestly, I don't think I've put anything in the jar in a long time, but it's because I've gotten to a point where every moment, every day, when I'm tired, when I'm exhausted, I'm doing something, gratitude. When somebody makes me mad, gratitude, right? Everything is just met with gratitude. And since I've done that, the peace, that I feel, the control that I have over my emotions and my mind. There's this quote that says, to a mind that is still, the universe surrenders. And let me tell you, when you keep your mind stayed on whatever frequency, whatever vibration, whatever vibe you want to have throughout the day, the universe lays out the red carpet for you. Like God starts conspirating with the universe. And he's like, okay, she said she wanted this. Let me line this up. Let me put this person in her path now. Okay, let me make her miss this so she can actually go to this. Like it just is this snowball effect of manifestation and just wonder. And I'm always just at awe of the universe, at the smallest things. And so I'm that person that literally has to stop and smell the roses. And that gets on some people's nerves. But I know me and God got a thing going, and we working it out. So listen, I'm telling you, get into gratitude. It is so helpful. And it's just such a minor thing, that you can do and implement into your daily routine. So I definitely heavily encourage it.
You said awe and wonder, and those are the words that I was thinking of when you said it. Like, they struck a chord with me, rather, because in like the moments of stopping and smelling the roses, because I do that sometimes too. Like life gets busy. We got these beautiful roses that grow up near us, and like I'll just stop and like just focus on that rose and just smell it and look at it and just be grateful for it. And it is such a shift in the moment. Like you said, back to that peace, back to that contentment, finding that joy, all in being grateful for that one moment, for that one thing. And like you said, it's an energy shift and it's so positive.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this. So how do we make this a habit that sticks? What would you suggest to us? For one, I love the idea of dropping something in the mason jar every day before you go to bed at night. That is fantastic. I'm going to take that up as a practice because it is so visual to have it sitting there. I'm a visual person, to have it sitting there by my bedside, different colored Post-it notes, pink ones, green ones, yellow ones. That just sounds exciting. And to be able to go in and some days look at, what I've written before. What other ways would you suggest to practice it? And how do we make it stick?
Absolutely. So I think another way, so I'm first of all a very visual person as well. And I think all of us are. I think that's something that we all share. And I think people can split off and like learn in other ways, but visual learning I think is the best. And it's a great way to get your mind involved in being reprogrammed. Your mind is a visual mind. And so it doesn't know the difference between reality or not. And so I always think having a visual representation of whatever that gratitude looks like. So even aside from, putting something in that mason jar every day, putting up Post-it notes on your bathroom, mirror, maybe on your nightstand. I have a book that is half journal, half like it prompts you to basically just think. It asks you certain questions about gratitude, about everything, to really allow you to like digest what's happening around you and really take inventory of what you're thinking. The Post-it notes, affirmations for gratitude, I think are a huge thing. When at my lowest point of depression and anxiety, I would have to take a bus and a train, 2 hours to work and then 2 hours home from work every single day. And so while I was on that bus and that train, all those 2 hours, I would just recite affirmations. And those affirmations include affirmations that cover gratitude. It covered confidence. It covered peace of mind. It covered love. So that is going to be some ways that you can really get your mind in the habit and start to transform your mind. Like we hear people talk about that, like, but what does that look like? It looks like these things, right? There are even certain things I have up on my computer, my work computer that says like, do not complain, things like that, allow me to, again, look for those moments of gratitude. Because if I can't complain, then that means I got to change the energy into something else. So, gratitude, right?
Wow.
And then using other people to hold you accountable. Like let everybody know, like, listen, I'm trying to practice gratitude. Do this bank of gratefulness with me. Put up some Post-it notes with me. Or if you hear me complaining or if you hear me being down on myself, help me by bringing up a moment of gratitude. you know. So there's a lot of ways that we can really just get our minds in the habit of practicing gratitude, but do not be afraid to phone a friend. You'd be surprised. I think most of us are leaders in our relationship. And so as long as you like, hey, I found this thing and I think it's really cool, let's do it. You'd be surprised how many people would jump on board with you, especially in the world of social media, Facebook. I mean, you can be like, hey, let's start a gratefulness challenge today. And I guarantee you at least 5 people will be like, yes, let's do it. And now you have a tribe, right?
I love it. A gratefulness tribe. I love it. Because we talk about like we have the love tribe and we can also have a gratefulness tribe. We could be like love and gratefulness tribe because we need all of that.
We do all of it.
every single last bit of it. So it seems like this has really transformed your life. And the research shows that it does. So you're backed up by science and you're clearly, you have the experience. So it works. Can you tell me maybe a few more of the benefits that you noticed? You've already named several, but are there a few more that you were surprised to receive out of this practice of gratitude?
Absolutely. I think one thing that the practice of gratitude helped me to do, which I definitely was like, oh, okay, it helped me sleep better. Because if you think about it, if the last thing you're doing, and let me add this, what you can also do to take your gratefulness up a notch, when you're putting that thing into your jar of gratefulness, if you have a container of glass water and you speak that gratitude over that water or that tea, whatever you have before bed, and then drink it, energy, right? You're putting that energy into that drink. That energy is getting into you. And then just putting your mind in a place of peace and gratitude before you go to bed. If the last time, and that usually carries me into like a prayer. So I'm like, I'm peaced, I'm zenned out by the time I go to bed. So that has definitely helped. I have been able to transform the lives of family and friends. So that's a benefit that I didn't think about, right? I started this practice for me. But that's the great thing about the world that we live in and how we're all connected is when I do something that edifies and makes me whole, I get to share that with you, right? And that rubs off on you. And so that's one way by seeing people's lives change by it has been something that is another moment of gratitude for me, right? Let me see gratitude, right? When you're able to change your energy, you're able to change your cells. So on a molecular level, right? You're talking about healing that's literally starting to happen because you're just practicing gratitude, especially when you start practicing gratitude when it comes to people. That's one of my favorite areas to practice gratitude because listen, everybody is irritating in some way to everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's like, oh, she's just I love her every minute. Like, no, she gets on your nerves sometimes. But when you're
you love everybody, but we all have our quirks. We all got a quirk.
We all have those quirks. But when you can choose gratitude in those moments where you're like, ooh, and use that gratitude to put you at a place of peace. And then if you feel like you need to say, hey, there's a boundary that you crossed when you irritated me there, you can bring that to them in peace though, right? You can be, hey, listen, I love you. I just don't know why you did that. It was a little unsettling for me. So if we can figure out a way to make sure that doesn't happen, like let's work together. And it allowed me to be a lot more soft-spoken too. Instead of just overly opinionated or always having something to say, it's caused me to be more reflective of what I'm thinking. So the relationship even that I have with myself, how do I talk to myself? And then how do I talk to and express myself to others? So man, gratitude, y'all. Get you some.
because gratitude it's closely linked to love, right? I feel like it's closely linked to love because you are grateful for those things that add peace, comfort, joy into your life that allow you to relax into life more, to allow you to feel more comforted, right? To feel more joy. And those things give us more love, for those gifts, right? So it's sort of like, your mama or something, she's there to comfort you, to give to you, to create joy, to support you. And you love her for all of those things, right? And so I see it as it's a link to love. And it's really interesting how you say that gratitude changes our relationships because it makes us feel more love for that person, other people, because you realize how valuable they are, how great they are through that practice. And then, you naturally you become more soft. There's a heart opening that happens because of the gratitude that you feel for that person and the love. So it's a truly a practice that is transformational in so many ways. And you have embodied that spectacularly.
I have really, really tried to. And I do want to put out there really quick, because I think one thing that we do, we move throughout this world. And because we like English is, expressing language is a first nature thing to us. Sometimes we just say things and we've got no idea what they actually mean, but because we hear them so often, we just assume we know. So I just want to put out there that the definition of gratitude, and you may have done this already, but it is, and I do this in the middle of conversation. Like if I'm saying a word, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm saying that way too common to not know it for sure. Let me look it up. The definition of gratitude is simply the quality of being thankful and readiness to show that appreciation for and to return to kindness. It's simple, but it is so effective. And I think at the end of the day, this is what we all want from each other. We want to be able to show appreciation. We want to be appreciated. And we want to be kind, and we want others to be kind to us. And so I think gratitude, that is it embodied, right? Just that way of expressing and giving that kindness. And, when you put that out, of course, karma, you get that right back. And so I always say, when you're expressing gratitude to the universe or God, God is like, okay, so you, this is what you into. Okay, let me give you more to be grateful for, to express gratitude about. Because if you believe in the Bible, right? The Bible even talks about, what is it? I just had a brain fart. But it mentions something about along the lines of gratitude or something that I was getting at. But anyway, it's just a great practice to have. I encourage everybody to have it. And you can start your children off young.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about raising little brats.
So true, right? Be grateful for what you have.
Yeah, I'm about to go in there and tell them I need to be grateful for that LOL surprise. So
I'm asking for more. Other kids are starving.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's like I said, it's our secret language to the universe for God to look at us and say, you want more of that? Okay, I got you. Let me give it to you. And God is a jealous God, right? So when you're grateful to him, he's like, yeah, let me rain down some blessings on you. Take all of that. And I'm always, my hands are always open to receive. So
in more blessings. Absolutely. Yes. Well, this has been an absolute delight talking with you today. And there are so many takeaways from this talk here today that you were just educating, telling us how to change our vibe, how to change our bodies, how to change our relationships, all through the act of gratitude. And I am so thankful for you doing this with us today. And let me tell you, whether you are single, whether you're married, whether you have the life you want, whether you've got all the bling you want or not, whether you're living your best life or not, gratitude will change it. Gratitude will make it a better life no matter what. That is the takeaway from this. Change your life, transform your life, bring more love into your life through gratitude. And as Nyeela has taught us, it is the secret language of the universe.
Boom! Get you some.
Okay, so if people want more of your goodness, more of this energy, more of this vibe, how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so I am on Instagram, so you can hit me up there. It's I'm _Nyeela Love. That's NYLOVE. There on Instagram, you can DM me. My email address is love.nyeela. That's LOVE.NYEELA@gmail.com. I had a website and then it crashed. And that was not ever. It's a sad. I gotta practice gratitude because it's a sad point of topic for me, but whatever. So I'm gonna get that back going, and you guys will be able to find me there. But until then, you can hit me up on Facebook as well. Nyeela Love is my name on there, and I'm on there with my cute little locks. And I'm on YouTube. a lifestyle coach, Nyeela Love. So yeah, if you guys want to check out that video, that one video about gratefulness.
That one video is the bomb though, right? So it's just like, because this is everything, because you've already shown us how gratitude just spins everything into better.
It does. It does. Yes.
So we got to get all up into your business, because that's what we do. We're all about love and what's going on, with that romance. So tell me, are you in a relationship, not in a relationship? What's going on? What is your love relationship status?
I am currently in a relationship. We have been going for almost 3 years. And so it's exciting times, because I think we're at that point where everybody is like, so is marriage coming soon? Like, oh, the next wedding is yours. And I'm like, relax, calm down. We spent 2 years long distance. So this is our first year in person together. And so I think we're just enjoying that, right? And getting used to what that looks like and feels like on a daily basis, seeing each other. But things are good. It's a different relationship than any of the other ones that I've ever been in. And I think the difference is the truth. And the way we're able to just be bluntly honest with each other, and nobody gets offended. We hear each other and we're like, all right, well, what do you need for me to do? What can I do to make it better? And so we're in it for the long haul. But so we'll see. I don't know. In 6 months, I might be like, hey. But for right now, that is not the case. And I am happy. He is happy. We're good.
Well, that is perfect. I love that. That's beautiful. Congratulations on having such a wonderful relationship that works so well, right? And is healthy. That's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's been a joy.
Thank you for having me.
Thankful for you.
Yes.
Right.
Grateful for you.
All right. Thanks.